Here's our Week 4 injuries we're tracking heading into the weekend. You're going to want to keep an eye on all of these. Jayden Daniels with the knee. We'll get back to him in just a second. Justin Fields working his way out of concussion protocol. Brock Purdy has been practicing with both the shoulder and, more importantly, the toe injury. Josh Jacobs as well with an ankle. Chuba Hubbard with a calf. DeAndre Swift with a hip. Malik Neighbors returned to practice on Thursday with that shoulder injury. Devontae Adams has not logged a practice either Wednesday or Thursday, so let's keep an eye on him Friday as he deals with another hamstring injury. As a reminder, he had that last year before he was traded to the Jets. T-Mac, Tirico, and McMillan dealing with a calf. Jawan Jennings, who missed last week, is a guy that can typically go without much practice and still play, so there's still some hope, but he hasn't logged practice either. Let's start with the Commanders' Jayden Daniels, who was limited on Thursday. We got to hear from the Commanders' franchise quarterback on how his knee feels and how he wanted to play last week.
I'm a football player at the end of the day. You know, you might take some shots here and there, and it wasn't stopping me from going out there and finishing the game, so I finished the game.
And then what was your reaction when Coach Quinn told you that you weren't going to be out there on Sunday?
I'll leave that between me and him. It wasn't like the most like, okay, yeah, I'm going to sit out. So,
can you give us an assessment of where you are right now as far as come Sunday?
It's up to the doctors, not my decision.
For you, I mean, where do you think you're at? And
I feel good.
This is from Tom Pelissero. Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels and wide receiver Terry McLaurin, who's dealing with a quad, are not on the field for the start of practice. McLaurin hasn't practiced all week and likely will miss Sunday's game versus Atlanta, while Daniels was limited the past 2 days with his status up to the doctors, which we just heard him say. Side note as well, Bill did not practice on Thursday.
Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
Yes.
He's back at practice today. So is Chuba Hubbard. But just talk about the Commanders. I think you're without Terry McLaurin here. I think you'll see some Luke McCaffrey. I think you'll see some Chris Moore, maybe some, obviously it'll be a big Debo game, and Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz, who scored 2 touchdowns last year against the Falcons. So I think you'll see a lot of that. Nervous about Jayden Daniels missing this game again for him not practicing on Friday. You're like me with the pens. You just dropped your sheet. You can go ahead and get it.
Go forward.
Yeah. Go ahead and get it while I talk up Marcus Mariota. There you go. Thank you very much. Look, the 3 games that Marcus Mariota's played for Washington, scored at least 19 fantasy points in all of them over the last 2 years. He's averaging over 9 yards per pass attempt. He's averaging 43 rushing yards in those games. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns. And don't forget, this is a revenge game against the Falcons for Marcus Mariota. It's nice because most of the teams in the NFL are actually a revenge game for Marcus Mariota.
We keep going through this over and over again.
Exactly. I think the Commanders scheduled Oregon in Week 15. He would be look, the Falcons have the number 1 pass defense in the NFL through the first 3 weeks of the season.
A little fraudulent.
It's a little fraudulent. I get it, but I don't.
McCarthy aided.
Completely McCarthy.
Bryce Young
completely
aided.
McCarthy aided.
Oh my goodness.
But I think this is a big game for the Falcons. So I think Mariota would be a high-end QB2 this week for me if he does end up getting the start, right? I don't think he'll be as good on the road at Atlanta as he was at home against Las Vegas last week. This is a big game for the Falcons. They need, they don't want to go to 1-3. The Buccaneers are 3-0 with a chance to go to 4-0. We'll see. They got a tough game against the Eagles, but still, you don't want to sit there and go if the Bucs are 4-0 and we're 1-3,
it's game over for the division.
It's game over for the division, right?
Missing the first half of the tiebreak as well, having lost to the Bucs in Week 1. I think it's instructive that DraftKings has the Falcons as 1.5-point favorites in this game. So that is an indication that Jayden Daniels is not going to play. At least that's the market's best guess at this moment. Yep. I think that neutral field, the Commanders are about 4 points better than the Falcons. And if Daniels was going to play, this line would be more like Commanders -2.5, -3, that kind of range. So I suspect that it's probably going to be Mariota, though we'll see. It's not 100% confirmed. Feel better about Daniels playing than McLaurin.
There's no question about it. The fact that he was limited in practice, and sometimes, and I don't know, candidly, I don't actually know if Dan Quinn does this, but there are some teams that will do this because in essence, basically, when you have a practice like this, there's a portion of the practice that is open to the public, or at least open to the media, that they can report on what they see. And then the media leaves, and then they do whatever they want. Connor, you know this as well. Like, you'll go to practice, and then they get rid of you. Then they're like, Connor, you
But
can
I
leave.
stay.
Well, because you're a
I'm
weasel.
special.
Yeah,
No,
of course.
I'm special.
Yeah, sure.
I hang around.
Yeah, you
I
hang
stand
around.
right on the 50-yard line.
All right, fair enough.
Yep.
But
Unbelievable too that Matthew stole your Oregon joke about Marcus
right, and then insults me.
Yeah, and then insults you. We're going to use that joke on Tuesday.
Don't worry, we
Matthew.
got one for him because the regulars don't really like Matthew. Stuntman Chuck 85. Barry has the pen security of Ramondre Stevenson.
wow. That's a good one, Chuck.
That was really good.
That's actually pretty good,
good.
Chuck. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, well, I don't have an excuse. I did. I absolutely stole your joke. Whatever. What do I care?
I know.
I can't. Who remembers if you're actually here? If you're doing another show?
That's very Hollywood writer of you.
Yeah.
You sleazeballs.
Anyway,
gags.
back to practice, Connor.
Yeah, let's
you
see
can
your own
confirm
material
this.
here. Come on, what do you got?
Back to. I'm trying to get back on track to give fantasy advice, you animals. Which is that there's a scenario where Jayden Daniels is practicing today. He's just not open to the public. We'll see what the
Yes.
media, I should say. So
He
we'll see
seems very annoyed, by the way, too, that he's not
Yes.
playing. Which
Yes.
You don't see a lot of that from Jayden Daniels.
No.
He's kind of a,
Chill guy.
yeah.
very, very chill guy, very, very professional. So, so we'll see, obviously. But it is, the doctors are not. If there's instability in that knee, if there's any kind of concern, you're not. He's the franchise.
Yeah.
They're not going to risk it for just one game, especially because they're 2-1 and they obviously want to win this game. But if they go to 2-2, it's not the end of the world.
No.
Another quarterback who did not play last week, trying to get on the field.
Either way,
this
make sure you have a replacement for Jayden Daniels.
Justin Fields has a little bit more time because the Jets are playing Monday Night Football. He's working his way out of concussion protocol. He was back at practice yesterday. You have to log a practice as one of the steps to get out of concussion protocol. Aaron Glenn said if he's cleared, he's going to start. So they're not messing around with this one, that it's any competition between him and Tyrod Taylor. And Miami has been one of the worst defenses against quarterbacks in fantasy all year. I think they're giving up an average of 29 points.
Second most fantasy points to quarterback, and no team has given up more rushing touchdowns to opposing quarterbacks than the Miami Dolphins, and of course, obviously Justin Fields with his legs. So I'm expecting him to play. I have him at QB7 this week, so I think assuming all systems go, and we should learn that before Sunday morning, before you have to make your line of decisions. To your point, they're a day behind because of the Monday night game, so this is really a Thursday practice for them. But assuming he's cleared and he's ready to go, right back in your lineup.
Devontae Adams, as I said, has not logged a practice. He didn't practice on Thursday. He's dealing with a hamstring, Jay. I think what's concerning about this one is, as much as Devontae's a veteran, he can kind of just go on any given day, is that this popped up last year with him and he missed some time.
Yeah, that's a concern. Also a concern that so he scores the bomb touchdown against the Eagles early on and then is basically just unsighted for the rest of the game. That's just the Puka Nacua show exclusively. So the fact that if he doesn't practice today, you suspect that he's probably not going to go. And Puka Nacua might have 25 targets in that game if Devontae doesn't go. I don't think, Matthew, there's anyone else who's really interested. Like Jordan Whittington is
No.
No,
the
Sorry,
tight
Jordan.
ends. Yeah,
They don't throw the tight ends
No,
this
it
year.
would be Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua. No, we have never seen anyone step up in a when this guy goes down, the other guy gives you confidence.
By the way, as a prop aside, because the market often struggles to deal with like huge outlier situations. Like if Devontae can't go, like Puka's the entire passing game.
Right.
And right now Puka's set at 89.5, and if Devontae's out, it'll probably bump up to like 94, 95. If Devontae Adams isn't playing, Puka Nacua's prop line should be triple digits. Like he will be greater than 50% chance to get 100 receiving yards, I think.
Yeah, I would probably, honestly, if Adams is out, I'd probably ladder bet that at like 100, 110. You know what I mean? Like I would just keep going up because
It's not like the Colts.
There's a 150.
Maybe.
There's a chance that he goes for 150 in this game.
Yep. He's also no Kenny Moore, so it's Mike Hilton, who they signed like 4 days ago off the street to play and defend Puka Nacua in game one. So tough scene.
Good luck.
Our next one, Matthew, good news for your gutless roster. Xavier Worthy fully practiced again.
Apparently that not only lost Mike Evans and everyone else, but also I might not have Jayden Daniels this week.
Man.
So, again.
No.
Well, it sounds like you're going to have Xavier Worthy.
Yes.
Full practice
Thank
on
goodness.
Thursday, and boy, do the Chiefs need something at wide receiver that isn't just Tyquan Thornton.
There's no question. And I was asked, I did the Dan Le Batard show earlier today, and I was asked, like, what does he bring to this Chiefs offense? I said, I think it helps him with the long, again, as we've talked about on this show, like he doesn't look right, Mahomes, in terms of especially the long passing, the deep pass attempts. And so Worthy, who has more of a connection with than he does with Tyquan Thornton at this point, should certainly help him. I'm at wide receiver 40. I don't know if he plays a full complement of snaps. The Chiefs' offense has obviously been inconsistent so far, but yes, you can throw on the Ravens. That defense has been bad. Only one team has given up more passing yards per game than the Baltimore Ravens through 3 games of the season. So I do think because that offense needs a boost, that they'll, Worthy will get a shot or two. Now, whether they connect or not remains to be seen. But it depends on your league. I'm at wide receiver 40, but in our league, I'm starting them and praying.
Yeah, it's funny on DraftKings there are 3 Chiefs receivers who are set between 40 and 48.5 receiving yards, or pass catches rather, because Kelsey is one of them alongside Hollywood Brown and then Xavier Worthy's 48.5. And then the Packers as well. They have 4 guys set between 40 and 44.5 So it's like DraftKings is basically, hey, you guys, you figure
pick
it out.
it out, right?
Who knows with all these guys?
2 of these guys are going to go under. You guys got to figure out who's hitting it.
Sounds like we have some breaking news. Jayden Daniels has officially been ruled out. While we were sitting here, Marcus Mariota will start again Sunday. This is from the official Commander's account, by the way.
It's a good source.
That's a pretty good source. You want me to tweet at them and ask a source? Question mark?
God. Oh, and Terry McLaurin officially out as well. Just got that alert. So that is super annoying. That is super annoying. That's super annoying for my team. That's super annoying for the Commanders. Sigh.
It's all right. Marcus Mariota, yeah. According to you, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live.
Sure.
It's actually a reverse revenge game because he kind of quit on the Falcons.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, exactly.
Revenge on him.
No, that's true.
So this is the reverse revenge game.
That's true. That's a good point.
So
That's a good
we'll see how it goes for Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
All right, we got a question. Oh, wow, that tricked me. You see that? See what they did to me?
Yeah, I know. They gave the sound, and you're like, oh, it must be a question that we have to answer. No, it's not a question. It's just
It
It shows us.
One of the
What's
great
going on? Is everybody just in
Max
Friday
Fried
mode?
type of curveball. Unbelievable.
All right, well, let's get to Malik Neighbors.
Maybe that was Big Show's fault.
Yeah, we'll blame Big Show because he's drinking free today. So, the good news is in this division is Malik Neighbors has returned to practice on Thursday. Malik Neighbors feels like he's always got something small, a nagging injury, but he was back at practice, and we got to hear from Malik Neighbors on what he's learned in his brief NFL career of the Giants just constantly switching quarterbacks.
I'm sure everyone's seen last year, 3-4 different quarterbacks. So it was the same thing. It's hard, but, we're going to support him. We're going to do our best to help make sure he's prepared, help sure he's ready. We're going to help him lead. We're going to do what everybody else was doing when I was a rookie the same way, helping me. So we're going to, uplift his spirits and help him also, during the game. If something goes bad, we'll just uplift him and continue to roll.
What did you learn from those quarterback changes last year about sort of the best way to approach this situation?
They're going to find a way to get one the ball.
Malik Neighbors seemed pretty chipper right there. Him and Jackson Dart. I know Russ was just trying to throw him moon balls, but there's just more in the route tree that Dart can do for Malik.
Jayden Daniels, Noah Brown, Terry McLaurin, all officially ruled out for Sunday, by the way.
We're sweating over there.
Dude.
Yeah. Falcons need this one. Fired a coach this week.
Oh, my God.
Bringing the OC down from the booth to the sideline. This is their Super Bowl. Marcus Mariota's on the other sideline. They want to get after him.
And Marcus Mariota's thrown to Luke McCaffrey and Chris Moore.
I think the Falcons are more
wrong?
than 1.5 point favorites here, to be honest, with the wide receiver situation.
Right.
I don't think the Falcons are that good.
Yes.
Michael Penix has not played well, but they may not need to throw the ball. Just run it down their throats.
1,000%. Back to Malik Neighbors. I am at wide receiver 5. I think I'm a big Jackson Dart guy in the sense that I think he is going to elevate this offense. I think, and this may be a controversial take, you tell me, member of the New York media, angry member of the New York media that never gives anyone a chance.
Right.
I think
everyone off.
I think Brian Daboll's a good coach. I think Brian Daboll's a good coach, but specifically, I think Brian Daboll's actually a good play caller. Like, I think he's got a good offensive mind. I don't think he's been given the right. He's done the best he can with what little he has to work with. They've never had an offensive line.
No.
Malik Neighbors is like the one actually good weapon that he's had there. That's a true difference. Like Wan'Dale Robinson has moments, okay, fine, and maybe Darius Slayton can get deep for a couple, but I think he has done a pretty good job with what little he's been given by the front office and management.
Didn't like Isaiah Hodgins and Darius Slayton back in 2022?
Isaiah Hodgins was like a street free agent. Yeah, that's the point.
The Darren Waller experiment.
Dude. right? You know, like he didn't sign.
Joe Schoen gets away with a lot.
He didn't sign Kenny Galladay. You know, I mean, like
that deal.
You know, it took him a while to get out from under that deal. Like,
I just think he's an offensive staff member, not a head coach, and I fear he might be a Josh Allen merchant.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my fear.
Josh Allen's the greatest outlier in the history of quarterback development.
Right,
Yeah.
which makes you wonder how Ken Dorsey did not do well with him, but that's a whole other equation that we don't need to go down
but that's a pro Brian Daboll argument.
Maybe.
That Dorsey, that Allen struggled
that somebody did.
That somebody, did struggle with him.
One quick note here, John Lynch said this week that Brandon Ayuk is not close to returning. So if you're roster stashing Ayuk, you might need different plans. We'll see.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.